Here's the bottom line. Nothing has changed since Joe Biden dropped out in terms of prices still being too high for people.
Yeah.
They don't like that. They don't like the fact that crime in their neighborhoods continues to go up, where people are moving out of places like New York, San Francisco, Chicago for places like Tennessee, Texas, and places like North Carolina or South Carolina, for example. They don't like what's going on at the border one bit.
Yeah.
And the world is patently more chaotic under Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, in terms of Gaza, in terms of Israel, in terms of Ukraine, in terms of the world in general, was much safer and much calmer
think the world's
under
ready
Donald
for
Trump.
a Trump comeback there?
Look, Donald Trump's personality turns people off to a certain extent, some people anyway. But many families out there, dads like me, know that my grocery prices were a lot lower under Donald Trump. I felt safer in my community under Donald Trump, and I liked the fact that the border was secure under Donald Trump, and there were no foreign wars going on. Those things have not changed, and that's why I think Donald Trump wins this. He wins it quite easily.
Do you think a better candidate could have beaten Donald Trump? Now, let's look at Harris. She came into this, brat summer and screaming about joy, and now she's calling everyone a Nazi. So, because Donald Trump is an infinitely beatable candidate, right? What's she got wrong?
I wish they'd settle on a word to describe Trump supporters. Is it deplorable? Is it irredeemable? Is it Nazi? Is it fascist? Or is it garbage? Can we pick one? Because this matters. This went from a positive campaign, Kamala Harris, to a profoundly negative one. And the reason why is she can't talk about her ideas to fix the economy, particularly prices of things. She can't talk about the border because obviously she was the border czar.
Yeah.
So now it's just go negative on Trump. And as Hillary Clinton learned, that ain't good enough.
How do you think the week's going to play out? When are you expecting? If Trump wins in a way that you think he might, this could be over by breakfast, right?
I believe so. Only because the early vote has been overwhelming. So a lot of the vote is already in many states. So you won't have to count too many more on election night, even those states that wait to count mail-in ballots like Pennsylvania until that night.
I think we're going to be looking at
I think we'll know very early. If he wins North Carolina and Georgia, then he only has to win one more state in the blue wall. That's it. And he's going to win North Carolina and Georgia.
What happens if Trump doesn't win? I mean, tinderbox has been a sort of word I've heard a lot in the last few days out here. Do you think we don't expect him to go gracefully, do we?
No, there'll be obviously lawsuits and recounts and all of that stuff, and he has a right to that. But in the end, the Senate will go to the GOP, and they just have to win Montana and West Virginia, not very hard. So even if Kamala Harris wins, I guess the solace for Trump supporters or Republicans is the fact that she's not going to be able to get a lot done if she doesn't have a majority in the Senate.